Testing, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Alright, it's officially 2026. 2025 is done for, and now we go into another year's IMSA Sportscar racing. But to predict what will happen this year, we gotta know what happened last year. And with that, starts a new series, and the first episode will be last year's running at the Rolex 24. Qualifying would be held 3 days before the big race, and qualifying GTD went out as usual. The 120 Wright Motorsports Porsche of Elliott Skier secured himself on pole with a time of 1:46.634, followed by the 45 Lamborghini of Trent Hinman. GTD Pro would follow and go out on track, and surprisingly the 64 Mustang of Mike Rockenfeller put himself on pole, followed by the sister Mustang of the 65 in second, putting Multimatic in a 1-2 for the Rolex 24 start. In LMP2 at the end of the session, the red flag was thrown out for the number 99 AL Orica being stuck on the curb on the exit of turn 1. Daniel Goldberg in the number 22 Orica 07 qualified on pole, followed by the number 52 of Ben Keating. GTP qualifying would start, and early into the session, one of the Rahal and Lanigan BMWs, specifically the 25, had an issue on the little straight from turn 5 and 6, bringing out a red flag. At the end of the session, following some battling between the Lamborghini SC63 and the Acura ARX, Dries Van Thorn, the number 24 BMW, would put the car on the front of the grid for the Daytona 24, followed by the number 93 Acura of Nick Yaluli. The Daytona 24 would immediately start to chaos as number 2 Orica 07 LMP2 United Autosport of Nick Poole would spin around at the exit of turn 1 and had to go back on track after GTD Pro and GTD passed him. Dries Van Thorn, number 24 BMW, immediately got to a pretty good start over the GTP field, so he led comfortably, and the rest of the field ran comfortably for around 2 hours, mixed with some LMP2 and GTD Pro and GTD traffic for the GTP cars. The Lamborghini SC63 and their last unknown to them, Rolex 24, retired due to a terminal issue with the car. A couple hours into the race, Dries Van Thorn would come into the pits for a driver change, and he overshot the entry into his pit box and narrowly made small contact with the pit wall, putting his teammate Philip Eng a penalty because his team had to use something to lift the car up, turn around. Coming in at 21 hours and 51 minutes left. Later on, the number 8 Tower Motorsports LMP2 car was facing the opposite way backwards, backed up to the exit safer barrier at the end of the road course. Just ahead of him, Alex Pillow in the number 93 Acura ARX 06 was stopped due to a rear suspension issue on the left side of the car that would put the car back over an hour in the race. Felipe Jugovic in the number 31 Wheeling Cadillac would battle with the number 7 Porsche Penske 963 coming in at 19 hours ago. But later, Kevin Estre in the number 6 Porsche would catch up to the rear of Jugovic coming onto the backstretch and bus stop. Estre was on the outside and Felipe Jugovic would back out to let number 6 Porsche of Estre by. Coming out of a restart, Jack Aitken would lead the field back to green, but in turn 1, the number 40 Cadillac of Louis Delatras lost the car in cold tires, went sideways into the window, sending the car back onto the track, straight into the LMP2 field. The 40 was hit by several LMP2 cars, including the number 73 Pat Miller Motorsports car. The number 9 Pfaff Motorsports Lamborghini, trying to avoid the incident, went into the number 48 BMW M4 GT3, breaking the M4's rear suspension, putting both of them out of contention in the race. Coming into the morning, the 04 of Colton Herta's LMP2 car was heavily damaged after spinning at the Western Horseshoe and backing up into the rear of the car. In the back, in GTD Pro, the raging war between the BMW Corvette and Mustang started with the number 3 Corvette of Antonio Garcia clipping the rear of the number 81 Dragon Speed Ferrari, spinning him. Coming in at 2 hours to go, Augusto Farfus in the number 48 BMW, who, mind you, was 48-something laps down, was in front of the number 4 Corvette of Tommy Milner. And guess who was right behind the Corvette? The sister number 1 BMW. In the International Horseshoe, Augusto Farfus, who clearly slowed down in front of Milner to slow him down and brake check him, led to Tommy trying not to make contact, but oops, the number 1 BMW. Can you shut up? But oops, the number 1 BMW was right beside him, and with no space to avoid Farfus, he went into the number 1 BMW. Why do people think this is clean? Oh, gosh. Just drink water. Number 88 LMP2 leader had issues bringing out caution around 2 hours ago for the race. Kevin Estre very quickly was trying to shuffle up in GTP, but in GTD into the bus stop, they made it 3 wide, which I thought was cool. Dries Van Thor in the front stretch was able to pass the number 7 of Felipe Nasser, but Van Thor locked up, letting Nasser go side by side, and Van Thor had some slip and slide action, commencing on both cars being side by side for 2 corners, which at Daytona could be a lot, but Nasser got ahead at the kink. The 45 GTD Lamborghini brought out a caution. We know how this goes. Caution leads battle. Oops, Porsche 1-2. Holy shit. Connor Zilich ran a Porsche, and one of those Mustangs made it 3 wide in the International Horseshoe. Oh well. Dries Van Thor in his number 24 BMW had some damage on the front suspension and bodywork, which would affect him later, kinda, not really, just in position. With 24 minutes to go, the number 18 Orica LMP2, are we gonna get a caution? No, we didn't. No caution. Okay. Porsche and Porsche battling up front. The number 1 BMW was later killed by the number 4 Corvette after the number 1 again fooled some moves from his ass by bumping the number 3 Corvette out of the way. On the final lap, Felipe Nasser would be able to pull this Rolex 24 win to the number 7 crew. And LMP2, Sebastian Bourdais. Wait, where did he come from? 99 was in the lead for like this whole race highlights that I watched. In GTD Pro, Ford won with their Mustang, and in GTD, my boys at AWA won. Whew. Corvette up at front, baby. So that was the Rolex 24 from 2025, and I can't believe that was almost a year ago. Anyway, so this year WRT takes over BMW, and since WRT adds 100 horsepower to anything they touch, on my bingo card, WRT does not win the race, because they're still new, and one of the drivers probably spin out or crash because of that added 100 horsepower or something. Next up is the Caddy Boys, and another slot on my bingo card is that Cadillac with the number 31 Whelen sponsored entry will win overall at the Rolex 24. Why do I add this illusion? Let's get some 2 easy ones. There will be a caution with like an hour to go, and at least one of each class's cars will crash, and this is one of my biases. Corvette will win in GTD Pro and GTD. I don't really see this happening, but again, delusion. And as for the GM bias in LMP2, I predict the number 99 will win the class. In GTD, I'm predicting the Acura Meyer Shank team will finish on the podium, and in GTD Pro, Ford will finish on the podium too. Since I need to finish up the script, I have the rest of the predictions here. Anyways, this is the first video of the new year. I've been kind of lazy with uploads, and this series might satisfy you guys, so I don't know. See you next upload whenever I decide to pump out one of these videos. Yeah, see ya. And thanks to all the people who subscribe and like the videos. It means a lot. And yeah, bye. Yeah, bye.